So at one point your dad was kicking it pretty good, right? He had a couple liquor stores, you guys had some property. You guys were living pretty well, right? You had like a nice house with a pool. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You were probably gone at this point, right, Carl?
I was gone, but I was kind of a fuck up, so I ended up back at home.
Yeah.
I had the basement room.
He lived with mom.
And then I lived with mom through my divorce, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
so how did the divorce affect you guys? Because I know Greg has told me that, you know, supposedly the story was that he was asleep in the den and heard the phone call and, you know, was the one that blew the whistle, and he's the one that thinks like he caused like the great fall of the Mitchells and a lot of family turmoil.
Well, that's a lot of weight, isn't it?
It seems like he carries a lot of guilt from that. Like he's the cause of it. Like if he
he's the hero of it, really.
That's how we think of it.
Right, because it finally got that.
That's how everyone thinks of it. My mom thinks of it that way. We think of it that way.
It was fucking settled at that point.
Greg's actually more the hero of it because for everything that my dad did to my mom, horrible things, she would never leave him. She tried. And then finally it was like, I mean, maybe she felt like, oh, he can beat me and verbally abuse me, but at least he's faithful to me. But then once she found that out, I mean, that she was done. And and Greg had.
Was he naked when he was talking on the phone? I don't know. Because he always he was always naked.
I mean, there's always rumors of his affairs, but it was just rumors, and they weren't rumors from us. I think the fact that her own child told her, so she knows he's not lying. And I think it was just really the breaking point for her. I mean, we definitely looked good.
It was the final thread, as she put it.
But we don't think, I don't think he should carry any weight from that. I mean, we're elated that I am. That
we should celebrate you.
Exactly. They should make
a great Mitchell Day.
Exactly. They should make a great Mitchell Day.
Great Kozy Mitchell Day.
Greg had the nerve to tell her. He had the guts to tell her.
Well, she was nasty too. I met her like a year later. That girl was nasty.
I met her.
Well, you did her hair once, didn't you?
I did her hair.
Her hair was so fine it had to be like pubic hair.
Well, I did her hair at the Marriott.
Was it?
No, it wasn't fine. Oh. I did her hair at the Marriott. She was a model when we discovered there was a hair show.
She really modeled?
Well, no, it wasn't like she was a model. You have to let me finish. You keep interrupting me. She was just a hair model to like do a hair color on. Because we need people to do haircuts and hair color on. And so she worked at the Marriott where the class was. And so she volunteered to get her hair done. So I had to like shampoo her and stuff like that. And that's how her and I, or she discovered that I was his daughter, Carl Mitchell's daughter. And then she's like, oh, I know your dad. Anyway, come to find out she didn't know my dad. And then she made an appointment to come into the salon. Got her hair done for me at the salon. And then it just so happened that Mom and Dad walked in when she was in my chair.
Right on.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I spun around, I was like, oh, look, Dad, look who's here. And he's just like, oh, hey, good to see you.
Was he running around like Ron Burgundy at that point?
Yeah. And then time-wise, they would have been together during that time.
So I guess when the walls crumbled and everybody went their separate ways after that, did you guys ever see a point where Greg was going downward that worried you or concerned you? I know that Greg spent a lot of time living in your various basements and struggled with, being out on his own and being able to, support himself. And at one point there was like an intervention and he went to rehab. Mm-hmm. So was there a point where you guys started to worry about him? I'm assuming it was
worried off and on our whole lives about it.
I still
what is it that you worry about when it comes to Greg?
I think our worries subsided some because he's functioning, right? Mm-hmm. But when he's not functioning is when we worry about it. When he's struggling with paying the bills, when he's struggling to keep the job going and those kind of things. I mean, I don't really care that he has addiction issues. I have them, right? And it's just like, if he's functioning, we're cool. But when he's not functioning is when all of us like, what's going on? We can't figure out if he's okay. Sometimes there's been times when we just didn't know if he was okay. And that worries us. But other than that, he can deal with his own issue the way he needs to, as long as he's okay.
You think he's doing okay now?
Yeah, he's learned to balance it, I think. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, not everybody can be, there's functional theory, right? There's the whole fact that we all belong in certain categories over here. If that's his circle or square, that's where he belongs. No one would expect him to show up in a tie and suit and say, I'm here to run the business. No.
You don't think that Greg could be an executive?
I think he can be, but he's going to wear those clothes. Right? Right now. Yeah, and it's going to be fun if he's the executive. It's not going to be real high stress. It can't be. I think he could do it. Like right now he's working for himself. I think he can do it.